I just picked up a massive omnibus and trade paperback haul. I cannot wait to show you guys what I have here. Stick around, you will not be disappointed right here on Comic Evolution. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim, and this is Comic Evolution. I have got a massive omnibus and trade paperback haul here that I picked up from somebody that got in touch with me at the comic book booth that I have at One More Time Thrift Store here in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. They were looking to get rid of quite a few, about 20 to 25 books, omnibuses, deluxe editions, trade paperbacks, you name it. I'm looking at it right now, and it is absolutely massive. So I cannot wait to get into this with you guys and show you all the stuff that I have here. I'm going to put fair market value for these omnibuses and trades right here on the side of the screen so you can see how much I made. I mean, that's not really important, but it gives you a general idea of how much I made with buying this collection. I paid $100 for it, and yeah, I'm pretty confident that there's more than that in return. So let's take a look right now and dive right into this. Okay, first things first, we are going to go ahead and go through these volumes of Battle Angel Alita. Now, the movie came out a couple of years ago. It was not well received, but the manga is critically acclaimed, very highly regarded, well received by fans, and people love and adore this. And I have got the first 5 volumes here. So here's volume 1. That looks absolutely cool. I'm excited to dig into some of this stuff. Like, I've never read this before. My son reads manga, so he would be more excited than I am, but this actually looks really cool. So volume 1. Volume 2. Look at that. Man, I love manga artwork. I think that is absolutely fantastic. Very excited to dive into this. Volume 3. Take a peek there. Man, that is so cool. Just a great read. Kick-ass story by James Cameron. We obviously know the movies he's directed. Terminator, Avatar, Aliens, Titanic, The Abyss, and so much more. And I believe this here too. Yeah. Then we have volume 4 and more praise. Battle Angel Alita is certainly one of the greatest and possibly the greatest of all sci-fi action manga series. I will let you know what my son thinks about this after he reads it, if that statement is true or not. And then we have volume 5 right here, continuing this epic story. And then there is one more, and this is Alita, Holy Knight, and other stories that were never before published in English, and they are now in this collected deluxe edition. So there you go. 6 deluxe edition volumes of Alita Battle Angel, and we're not even in the top bit of this stuff, man. So take a look. Now we go to something a little bit different. This is from Garth Ennis and Russ Braun. This is called The Night Witches, and I am insanely curious about this book. This has to do with a group of Soviet female pilots that flew in biplanes in World War II that bombed Nazis and things like that, and the German soldiers. And this is Garth Ennis's story having to do with the Night Witches. Very curious to check this out. Very interested to see what it is. Let's get into some of these bigger ones here. Here is Monstrous, and this is book 1 by Marjorie Liu and Sana Takeda. Hugely popular Image title. These are the deluxe editions. This has the first 18 issues. I've got volume 2 right here. I have been incredibly curious to read this. Look at all of these accolades that this series has gotten. That is absolutely crazy. 2, 4, 6, 8. Wow. Winner of Best Graphic Story, Best Year, or Best Book of the Year, Best Comic Graphic Novel from British Fantasy, Best Painter, etc., etc. I've been excited to check this out, and now I have volume 1 and volume 2 right here. So that is the first, 40 issues that are available, almost 40 issues that I have to read for this. And I know there's a lot more to come with that. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. All right. Now we're going to get into some Marvel omnibuses. And these I am super excited about. Look at the size of this thing. This is the Marvel Omnibus for Spider-Verse and Spider-Geddon. Look at this thing. This is enormous. Massive amount of issues in here. Retails at 125. This is fantastic. Look at that. That is crazy. I never got a chance to read the entirety of Spider-Verse and Spider-Geddon, so I am super excited to dive into this. I know it's going to take me forever to read, but that is a first world problem that I am very excited to have. All right. We have got something very cool. Now, most of these stories I have read, but now I have it in a massive omnibus collected edition. And take a look at this. DC versus Marvel. And look at that gorgeous cover. That is absolutely fantastic. Look at that. I love the backing of this too. Has DC and Marvel characters right there on the backing of the book. And then the greatest superhero team ups of all time return to print. Now all I have to do is get the DC versus Marvel collected edition that has DC versus Marvel and all access and the amalgam books. That's next on my list. But this I am incredibly happy to finally have in my collection. And we got one more major omnibus before we get into this second bin of stuff that has even more craziness to it. Here we have the Venom omnibus from Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, Mark Bagley, and Ivan Coelho. Look at this. Holy smokes, ladies and gentlemen. This thing is huge. This has the King in Black story, the epic saga that Donny Cates wrote for Venom that Ryan Stegman did beautiful artwork on. Look at the interior of this. This also has Absolute Carnage, which I've read. I love that. I think that is fantastic. Web of Venom, Web of Venom, Carnage Born, Venom issues 1 through 35, Carnage, Black, White, and Blood #2, free comic book day stuff, and all of that. Absolutely crazy. Look at that. Fantastic. All right. I'm going to bust into this other container here and show you the rest of this massive omnibus and trade paperback haul. This has a lot of independent stuff, some of which I've read, others I have not, but a lot of them are characters that I'm familiar with. So let's go ahead and take a look here first. This is Paper Girls, the complete story. My friend Kristen read this. She really enjoyed it. I have seen the show on Amazon. I really enjoyed that too. And I used to have only a handful of issues from this entire run, but now I have the collected edition. Beautiful artwork on the interior. This is fantastic. This is something that I'm going to pass along to my daughter so she can read this. This, I think, is something that she would absolutely enjoy. Yeah, issues 1 through 30 for the entire series. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. All right. Next, we have a character that was hugely popular in the late 80s through the mid 90s, and she has since regained some immense popularity, and rightfully so. This is Tank Girl by Hewlett and Martin. If those names sound familiar or even the artwork style looks familiar, she was created by the same people that created the Gorillas. So there you go. This has the trilogy right here from 1988 to 1995. Book 1 is 88 to 90, book 2 is 90 to 93, and book 3 is 93 to 95. These are the Tank Girl color classics from Titan Comics. Look at that. Absolutely cool. And it comes with these 3 exclusive art cards as well. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous stuff. I only read a handful of Tank Girl stuff in the 90s, but I saw the movie. The movie was great. I love that. And now I am very curious to dive into the actual comic books themselves and get into some Tank Girl stuff. Very happy about that. And then we have some of her newer stuff. And this is the Tank Girl trilogy. Take a peek there. Absolutely cool. I love that. Look at that right there. This has exclusive covers and 4 exclusive art cards as well. Right there are all the covers for the trade paperbacks that are inside. Absolutely cool. I love this. Also from Titan Comics. I love that they are taking some of this stuff and giving it the proper trade paperback release that it most certainly deserves, and bringing new attention to some classic and groundbreaking characters from independent comics. Absolutely cool. Love it. Okay, now we are going to get into some obscure stuff. And this one I've never read before. This is by Jeff Lemire and Jock. This is called Snow Angels, and it is the winner of Best Digital Comic. Look at the size of this thing. Absolutely cool. I love this. This is fantastic. I have no clue what this is about, but it gives me 3 bullet points. The trench provides, you must never leave the trench, and the trench is endless. Very excited. I love the post-apocalyptic or end of the world type stories, and this seems to be something that falls right in line with that. And yeah, I'm going to be knee deep in this. Love it. Okay, moving right along. Oh, here's another one. Total Tank Girl. This is the 288-page spillage of Tank Girl corruption. Look at that. Come on now. How can you not be interested in this? Collecting 3 graphic novels, Everybody Loves Tank Girl, Solid State Tank Girl, and Bad Wind Rising. Total Tank Girl. This again is from Titan Comics. Super cool. Love it. I'm excited to dive into this. Look at this artwork. Very neat, very interesting. I love this. Yeah, all this black and white stuff and the color stuff. Even more Tank Girl. My daughter's going to read that too. That's going to be great. Now, here is something that I think everybody should have in their collection or read at least once. And this is Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is the complete graphic novel in its original 2-volume format with a gorgeous slipcase too. This also comes with the Past Hangs Over the Future, a small, you can barely see it in there, but a small, like an ash can that's in here too, that gives some behind the scenes artwork, and another little small short story that is in there as well. If you have never read this, you must put this on your list and you must read this, because this, I think, is one of the best and most sobering stories you will ever read. And it's all done through metaphor with animals like the mice and pigs and dogs and things like that. The Nazis are represented as one thing specific. The Americans are represented as another. The Jews are represented as mice, hence the name. Absolute must read. Moving right along, we have Ronan Island by Greg Pak. This is the complete collection. This is from Boom Studios. Boom Studios puts out a lot of great stuff, so this is something that I am excited to read. I love the samurai stuff, the Japanese medieval type stories and things like that. I'm super excited to read this. IGN says it blends a historical Asian setting with a larger than life fantasy, and Graphic Policy states a powerful story that proves how engaging and entertaining a storyteller Greg Pak is. And I think that is absolutely true. Definitely going to check this out. All right, let's get into some Godzilla. So here we have Godzilla Complete Rulers of Earth Volume 1. Look at that. How can you go wrong? You cannot go wrong with Godzilla. Godzilla returns and the world will never be the same. It never is. Every time he returns and every time he dies. But super cool. Giant monsters, kaiju. Can't go wrong. This is volume 1. Yeah, look at that. Angry. Absolutely amazing. Can't wait to dive into that. And I know my son's going to like that too. And then this is Complete Rulers of Earth, volume 2. Super cool. Oh, and now he looks angry. Super angry. Super Godzilla. All right. Moving right along, we have this is Ascender, the Compendium by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen. There's a series before this called Descender. I've been interested in reading this, but I don't have Descender. I only have Ascender. So I'm going to have to wait to dive into this until I can get the first storyline because I don't want to miss anything. But Jeff Lemire, though he writes weird stuff and it's kind of hard to follow, I like a lot of the stuff that he does. Yeah, and the artwork on the front cover looks absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Okay, now we have another World War II story here. This is called Katusha, Girl Soldier of the Great Patriotic War by Wayne Van Zant. Take a look at that. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. This is I love history. I love World War II history specifically. And fictional stories having to do with World War II, I really enjoy. I enjoy things from the American point of view, the Russian point of view, all of that stuff, and how it impacted and has still changed the world that we live in today. This has to do with a young lady from Kiev in Ukraine when it was still a part of Russia, and it has to do with her story in the war, in World War II, going against German soldiers. Yeah. Forward Review says that Wayne Van Zant combines thorough military and historical detail with unforgettable characters in his epic masterwork. And Garth Ennis, we already saw one of his books with Night Witches. He says an extraordinary look at a little-known aspect of World War II. Wayne Van Zant's Katusha is well worth your time. All right, we'll see. Next, we have, I think this is the last one having to do with the Russian point of view during World War II. But this is a book called Sarah by Garth Ennis and Steve Epting and Elizabeth Breitweiser. Look at that. That cover looks cool. I like that. And then you've got the interior here that has this. Hello. Yeah, super interesting. I have no idea what this is about. It's from TKO Studios, but I am intrigued. Just from this picture alone, I'm going to guess that she is some kind of Russian sniper. So we will see. All right, we got a handful more, and we're going to get into some stuff that you guys definitely know. Here is arguably one of the most popular titles currently out in comic books right now on the independent circuit. And this is from James Tinian, Something is Killing the Children, Book 1. I've never read this. I totally missed out on getting the first issue, and the series just kind of got away from me. I was getting a bunch of other stuff at the time, and it just kind of passed me by. But now I have Book 1 right here. Super cool. I know next to nothing about this, so please let me know if I should or shouldn't read it in the comment section below. And then I have Book 2. Look at that. Absolutely cool. I love it. Love the hardbacks. Oh, they're so awesome. All right. We've got 3 more, and we have the complete collection of iZombie. This is the omnibus. This has everything. This is by Allred and Robertson, Chris Robertson, Mike Allred, and Laura Allred. Take a look at that. I've seen a couple episodes of the show, so I'm familiar with it. I've got a general idea of what it's about. But yeah, I've never read any of the stories. I love Mike Allred's work. I love Laura Allred's work too. So I'm super curious to see how this goes. Gwen Dillon is not the girl she used to be. She died once, but it didn't take. Now her best friends are a ghost girl and a were terrier. Interesting. And you thought your life was complicated. Ma'am, yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to check this out. I enjoyed the episodes I saw of the show, so this will be something that I will definitely enjoy reading. And spooky season is coming up too. So there you go. We are down to the last three, and I want to show you what these are. So this is also a major a super popular manga series. This, I think, is all three volumes. Well, it is all three volumes, but I think it's the entire series. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea. But this is the deluxe edition of Hellsing, Volume 1. Nothing on the back, but these are from Dark Horse. I've seen the Trigun, however you pronounce it. I've seen that deluxe edition, and I got my son Berserk Volume 1, both from Dark Horse 2, and I love how they are collecting these. Here is Volume 2. Very cool. And here is Volume 3. This is definitely something my son and my niece's boyfriend, Zach, are going to be interested in reading. So those are going to go to them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the massive omnibus and trade paperback haul. Which one was your favorite that you saw out of all of this? Let me know in the comments section below. And definitely let me know if any of these are more worth my time than others. If you like this type of content, please hit the like, share, and subscribe. We would love to have you. As Wes always says, we are on the ground floor, and now is the time to get in while the getting's good. Also, we're on Facebook. All you got to do is type in @Comic Evolution, and you will find us there. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim. This is Comic Evolution, and we will see you next time.